So you think your Terraform state file is the single source of truth for your cloud environment? I'm willing to bet it's not. What about that EC2 instance your colleague manually created last week to test something out, or that security group rule that got tweaked directly in the console to fix a quick production issue? These untracked resources and manual changes are silent vulnerabilities. Your Terraform configuration and the actual state of your infrastructure are different, which means you have drift. This can lead to failed deployments, security breaches, and painful debugging. It doesn't have to be like that, and in this video we'll walk through how you can bring your resources under Terraform's control using Terraform import. So what is Terraform import? Well, Terraform import lets you bring an existing real-world resource under Terraform's management by updating the state file. It's a completely safe process as it doesn't change or delete your resources, it just creates a record of that particular resource in your state file. Why would you need this? Well, first will be for cleaning up ClickOps, so your organization might have started working with infrastructure by doing ClickOps or Bash Python automations. Now you want to bring everything under Terraform, and import is how you bridge that gap. The second reason would be the state file migration, so you might have started with all of your resources under a single state file, but now everything is slow. With Terraform import, you can actually split a monolith state file into multiple smaller ones. Third would be disaster recovery. If your state file gets corrupted or lost, you can use import to reconstruct it. And last but not least, adopting Terraform in phases. You don't have to migrate everything at once. You can start with a few non-critical resources, validate your approach, and then expand from there. There are two ways in which you can use Terraform import: by using the classic command line approach and the declarative import block that came with Terraform 1.5. Let's see them both in action. So in my AWS account, I have an instance that I created with ClickOps, and I want to actually import it in my Terraform configuration. So for this, we will need the instance ID, so let's copy it. And now in Visual Studio, what I'll do is I'll actually write the resource configuration first, as Terraform import doesn't generate code for you, so we'll have to do it ourselves. So let's do resource, AWS instance, and add a name. And in here, we'll add some dummy things like instance type equals to t2.small. And also let's do an AMI and just add some gibberish text right here. We also need to define our provider in here. So let's say provider AWS and region. In my case, it's EU West 1. So now let's run Terraform init first to initialize the backend and to just get the provider plugins. And now what I'll do is I'll run Terraform import AWS instance.dis, so this will be the resource address, the one that we have defined right here. And also we'll just paste the resource ID in here, the one that we've copied from AWS. And as you can see, the resource was imported successfully, and if we go in the terraform.tf state, we can see here the information about it. What happened behind the scene is Terraform has connected to my AWS provider, read the configuration of that EC2 instance and saved it to my state file, linking it to the resource I created in my code. If I run a Terraform plan right now, we will see that Terraform will try to make several changes, and we will need to incorporate those changes into our configurations. So let's see how to do that. So let's start by running a Terraform plan. So let's take the AMI from here and the instance type. And let's see if this is enough actually to not destroy the resource. So if I do a Terraform plan again, we should see if this is enough or not. And as you can see, this is enough. It will just remove the tags right now. So this is perfect. We can now take a look on how this would look like if we had used the Terraform import block. And the best part about using the Terraform import block is that you don't need to write any dummy code before. You just take advantage of the import block like I'm going to show you in just a sec. So first I'll remove the instance from here, and I'll actually also delete the terraform.tf state file because we don't need it anymore. And right now we're going to write an import block into our configuration, and this has a 2 and also has an ID. So 2 will be the Terraform resource that you declare in your code. So in our case, it will be AWS instance.dis, while the ID is the ID that we've copied before. So let's paste it in. And now we are good to go. We can import the resource, and to do that, we are going to run a Terraform plan minus generate config out, and we will just mention here a file name in which we will save the Terraform configuration. So let's run it and see how this looks like. And we can see here the imported resource. It has a lot of parameters. As soon as we are done with it, we can actually just copy it to our main.tf and then just, delete the import block from here, and we would be good to go. Of course, we'll have to, change everything around here, remove stuff that you don't want to use and things like that. But after you are done, you are good to go. This resource will be in your state. This import block also supports the for each meta argument, meaning that you can easily import multiple resources of the same type without having separate configuration blocks. If you need help in managing your Terraform infrastructure, Spacelift can help you with many built-in features such as policies and integrations to leverage shift-left security, multi-IAC workflows that combine Terraform with Kubernetes or Ansible, built-in self-service capabilities, and more. Even with the Terraform import block, it can be very hard to import all the resources that have been created with ClickOps, as it is a very time-consuming and error-prone process. And this is where Spacelift Intent comes in. With Spacelift Intent, you don't have to manually import your resources, as you can easily use a single command to scan your cloud environment and import existing resources into Intent. Once these resources are imported, they are tracked, governed, and they are visible alongside everything else you manage. With this, you get a complete inventory of all the resources that you have in your cloud provider and the ability to apply policies and guardrails consistently. Your goal should always be to treat your Terraform configuration as the single, undisputed source of truth. That means building a workflow where every modification goes through code changes and a pull request. But we live in the real world and manual changes are going to happen. They are inevitable. The import process is your essential toolkit for this correction. It's how you restore order from the chaos that you have in your cloud environments. At scale, this process can be very complicated, and that's where Spacelift Intelligence comes in, which helps you understand, design, deploy, and import your infrastructure resources with IAC or Spacelift Intent, and enforce guardrails with natural language. If you want to learn more about Spacelift, you can try it for free on the website. And that's it for this one. I'll see you the next time.
Spacelift.